Welcome to Lesson 4.5, where we'll talk about how to deal with your competitors. My mother was, quote, old school. For verbal offenses, she was a wash your mouth out with soap type of woman. Don't ask me how I know that. In this lesson, we'll talk about why someone should wash your mouth out with soap if you ever say, my business has no competitors. If you have no competitors, you really have no business. If you truly have no competitors, it might be because no one wants to buy that type of product or service that you plan to offer. Competitors validate that a market exists. That's better than no market. Beyond validation, it's useful to remember that all businesses are really in the same business. They try to convince customers to part with their money. Every dollar that every customer has available to spend has a long list of businesses competing for that dollar. In the broadest sense, if you're trying to get customers to spend money, you have competitors for their cash. Some competitors may chase customer dollars exactly the same way that you do. Others may take entirely different approaches. Some will have only slight variations. Others will be wildly different. It really doesn't matter. They're all your competitors. Often young businesses say that because their competitors sell products with different features, they're not really competitors. That clearly takes a much too narrow view of how the market operates. Such businesses that have no competitors often find out that they are out of business. How did that happen? So never allow yourself to think you have no competitors. Certainly, if you do think it, don't let anyone, especially my mom, ever hear you say that. They will treat you like the village idiot, and there are a lot of mothers with bars of soap ready to teach transgressors lessons they'll always remember. Of course, admitting you have competitors is only the first baby step to learning how to compete with them. You'll need to be brutally honest with yourself about how your business's strengths and weaknesses match up against your competitors' strengths and weaknesses. It's difficult to admit your competitors are better at some things than you are, but if you fool yourself into ignoring reality, your business will die. Business is the art of developing and executing strategies that help your strengths to overcome your opponent's weaknesses. You can't do that if you don't know your competitor's strengths and weaknesses. In battle, it's often said that an attacking force needs a 3-to-1 advantage to overcome a defending force. Despite this basic principle, military history is full of stories about smaller armies attacking and defeating much bigger forces. How does that happen? Is it consistent with a 3-to-1 rule? When smaller forces win, it's usually because they identify a larger opponent's weak point and concentrate overwhelming force on that small weak point. Surprise and fast execution are usually important to ensure the larger opponent can't fully utilize its strengths to deliver a crushing counterattack. So it is with you and your established competitors. You must be like the Night Raider who strikes without warning and then vanishes before your opponents can adjust their forces.